We have a very special interview today. Retired Major General from the Air Force, Ted Mercer, the CEO and Executive Director of the Virginia Spaceport Authority. Thank you for your time today to join us.
It was a privilege to be here. I thank you for taking the time and thinking I'm worthy to talk with today.
Oh, because for all the space enthusiasts, we're all excited right now to see what's going to be happening with our spaceport here in Virginia, because we've seen the excitement come out of Florida with the Artemis II mission, but now we got some exciting things that are going to be happening here. And what we're going to start with is that announcement from Rocket Lab, one of the people that launched from your spaceport. They said that they're going to be launching 20 rockets in the next 5 years from their launch pad and from your area. So what does that mean for the Virginia Spaceport Authority and for our area?
Well, first of all, it's very exciting. That is just one of the contracts. That was the most recent one. We don't know if all 20 of those will go out of the Mid Atlantic Regional Spaceport, but a good number of those will. And so we are excited about that and what the future holds. We know that our launch operations tempo is going to grow over the next 3, 5, 10 years, exponentially grow. And that's exciting time for us. It means economic impact for the Eastern Shore. We do that through launching rockets because that brings tourism, it brings visitors, it brings a supply chain development, it brings manufacturing, it brings construction. All of that comes with launching rockets out of the Virginia Spaceport Authority's Mid Atlantic Regional Spaceport.
We can see the impacts of that increased launch cadence already starting to trickle in. I know NASA Wallops has their causeway that's under construction right now. And the one thing that you mentioned was those turnaround times. So what can your team handle right now for turnaround times from launch to launch?
Well, we have done explicit exercises, no notice and notice exercises to determine exactly how long it would take us to do that, to establish the procedures that will allow us to do that effectively and safely. And our last exercise was just a month or so ago. We were able to turn one launch pad from the actual launch off of that pad till it being ready to receive another rocket within 32 hours.
Whoa, that's fast.
That's fast.
That's really fast.
That's a little bit over a day.
Yeah, when a rocket launches, it's very, very hot near that pad. So a lot of things get a little bit hot, and being able to turn around in a day and change, that's pretty fast.
It is.
So that kind of goes into the other facilities and the other pads that you have at the spaceport, because we know we have the one that Rocket Lab will use. They actually have two now, but there's also Pad 0A. And what's going on with that? Give me an update on that.
Well, the exciting thing about Pad 0A is that it's under modification now to get ready to receive 2 different rockets from 2 different companies that will be launched from the same launch pad. For us, it will be historic. That has never happened here, and I don't believe it has happened anywhere else in the United States. So we'll be a first to have a launch pad capable of launching 2 separate types of rockets from the same launch pad.
Do you imagine we'll be having more International Space Station supply missions coming from that pad too?
Absolutely. Northrop Grumman is developing a new rocket. They're calling it the Eclipse, that will be used to resupply the International Space Station, in addition to being able to compete for and fly national security missions. So we're excited for that capability. We are told by Northrop Grumman that that Eclipse will be able to lift up to some 35,000 pounds into low Earth orbit.
Wow.
Pretty amazing.
That's a lot of weight. That's a lot of lift capability, because previous Antares rockets were a lot lower than that. So this is a big deal for the spaceport.
It absolutely is.
Now, bringing it into the younger generation, because there's a lot of young students that are interested in space all of a sudden with our 4 astronauts that went to and went around the moon. But when it comes to what the spaceport does to get students educated, what is your involvement with like that younger to middle generation, the college-age kids? What do they do?
Yeah, so we have an aggressive STEM program. We about 3.5 years ago, we brought on a professional educator to help build out and establish our program. And I'm proud to say that it has grown from a period when we had maybe 4 to 5 applicants for our paid internships every summer to this year receiving 1,350 applications for 12 positions.
Whoa.
So we get an opportunity to select the cream of the crop here to compete and become part of the Mid Atlantic Regional Spaceport. About anywhere between 16 to 20% of all of my employees were former interns. The chief engineer for the Mid Atlantic Regional Spaceport was one of the first two engineers to intern with us. So we're very proud of it. We have an extended relationship with some 16 colleges and universities in the Commonwealth of Virginia. I'm planning to go up on Thursday of this week to hear a brief out of a capstone program at Virginia Tech University, where we have a relationship with them where we give them a real-world problem that we have here at our spaceport. They put a team of young students with an aerospace engineer on that problem, work to solve it for us, and then present that solution to us that we can then implement. We have our STEM program goes all the way back to kindergarten. We learned early on that you have got to capture these young kids early, get them excited early. If you do that, it stays with them throughout the rest of their lives. So we have a program that starts from kindergarten all the way through high school to colleges and universities. My general counsel today has a high school intern that is shadowing her as we speak today.
Wow. That's quite an accomplishment, what you guys have been able to do over the last couple of years with that program.
Yeah.
That's phenomenal.
The icing on the cake was this year by the Virginia Talent and Opportunity Partnership. We were designated as one of the top companies in the state of Virginia for interns, 2 years in a row now.
Excellent. That's phenomenal. Going back to the goals for the spaceport, a couple of years ago, we got a chance to tour kind of behind the scenes of that. And I remember you said, hey, this is kind of what we're looking at in the years ahead. We're looking to increase that launch cadence. It seems like that is happening. Where do we kind of sit on your timeline from a couple of years ago to where we are looking ahead in a couple of years in the future?
We are launching exponentially faster already. We are not at our peak by any means. But we are launching exponentially. Just in the last 4 months of the calendar year 2025, in the last 4 months, we launched 4 rockets in 4 months. That's almost one a month. 2 of those we launched within 8 days of each other. So it gives you a sense of the operations tempo and how it's picking up. Once we start to fly the Rocket Lab Neutron and the Northrop Grumman Eclipse, it's going to exponentially grow from there. And we expect those to fly within the next 2 years.
Okay, so within the next 2 years, we're going to be seeing some much larger rockets and a lot of rockets launching from the spaceport.
Absolutely.
Very exciting. The big thing in the space industry now is reusability. Mm-hmm. So reusability, either landing a rocket on a drone ship somewhere out to sea or even landing them near the launch pad itself. So is that something that has been explored? I know Neutron has been kind of a talk about that, but has there been any other talks about that for the spaceport?
Yes, absolutely. Almost all of the providers have a plan for returning a portion of their rocket or in the entire rocket. The Rocket Lab Neutron is a revolutionary design. There's been nothing like it designed in rocketry in the existence of rocketry. And it is designed to be entirely reusable. So I know that some of the other providers will bring back the first stage of their rocket and reuse it. Rocket Lab is looking for the Neutron to bring the entire rocket back. And so this is how they are able to bring the cost of spacelift down, how they're able to use reusability then to bring that cost down, instead of having to continue to manufacture rockets and throw them away and manufacture rockets and throw them away.
Exactly. So. Maintaining the pads and the area, the whole infrastructure, give me kind of a little insight of what that's like to maintain those pads. We saw one of your pads up on a screen earlier that's being worked on. So what is that process all about?
It's continuous and ongoing. You're in one of the most worst or harsh environments weather-wise that exists. You're sitting right on the ocean dealing with wind and salt water and salt mist. With that comes corrosion. With that comes dilapidation over time. So you are constantly in refurbishment and maintenance mode on a spaceport, on your launch pads and the supporting infrastructure for those launch pads. It is an ongoing effort. It is a huge effort, and it is a costly one. It is one of the reasons that spacelift costs what it does today.
And just for those that don't know, how does the spaceport kind of relate to where it sits for citizens of Virginia? Is it our spaceport? Who's paying for things like that? Just give me just kind of overview on where the spaceport lives.
Absolutely. The Mid Atlantic Regional Spaceport is owned, operated, and paid for by the taxpayers of the Commonwealth of Virginia. It is the taxpayer spaceport. It is a commercial spaceport located on NASA land, federal land. We leased that land from NASA, but all of that infrastructure that was built, operated, and maintained was paid for by the Commonwealth taxpayer, you and I. So it is a Commonwealth spaceport.
Is there anything else that we haven't talked about today that you want to announce, or any exciting thing that's going to be happening to the spaceport that we should know about in the years ahead?
I would just say that that our growth is going to continue. Our economic impact is going to continue. In calendar year 2024 alone, just the activity for the visitors to the region, the Eastern Shore, brought in $260+ million to the region just by their presence there. Over $67 million was a result strictly of using hotels and restaurants and lodging up there. It's about economic development, and great things, I think, are on the horizon as we continue to grow this business and launch rockets out of the Eastern Shore.
You mentioned in the next 2 years, Neutron, Eclipse maybe tentatively launching. We'll let the timelines be up to those two providers, but I know the citizens of Virginia and the surrounding states were all excited to see a big rocket launch from the spaceport. So we'll look forward to that.
Absolutely. It'll be one to come and see. It will be exciting.
Yes, definitely. Thank you very much for your time. Appreciate it.
Thank you, sir. It's a pleasure to meet you. Thank you.